Did anybody here know a drug dealer growing up? Like somebody who sold like a lot of weed. Yeah. I had a friend like that. And isn't it funny that when they stop, they like can't help but still be drug dealers? With like whatever new weird business they're doing. I remember my buddy, it got way out of control, and we just stopped going over to his house. Then finally he called me. He's like, I'm not selling weed anymore, dog. Come over. And I get to his house, and I'm like, well, what's this? And he's looking at some shit on his TV screen that he uses as a computer in his Darth Vader lair that he's built for himself. This dude really was like the trap lord of the suburbs. Among other nicknames he gave himself. Big Money Chamberlain, all the different ones. But he's showing me on this TV screen this stuff called lepin. Do any of you know what that is? Lepin is knockoff Chinese Legos. Not like Mega Bloks. It's real Legos, but just the box has Chinese shit on it and all the English stuff is misspelled. And I guess his plan was he was gonna just sell all these to like the other criminals' kids on Christmas or something. I'm like, dude, just go back to selling weed. What are you doing? You'll make more money, and if you're doing this for like moral reasons or whatever, I guarantee you the cartels are not as bad as whatever's happening at the Lepin factory. Not a chance. Working for El Chapo probably feels like being a Costco member compared to whatever's going on there. Lepin. Everything's misspelled. Like he was about to buy these Millennium Falcons, like the Star Wars ones, but the A was an N, so if you look really close, it just says Star Winners. And I looked it up the other day to make sure I didn't like dream that or something. And it turns out that there was a bust at the Lepin factory. They shut it down. It turns out it is very illegal to sell someone else's product with your name on it. Who would have fucking thought? But I just picture when that bust happened, the FBI or whoever comes in, and you know how like in movies they'll do a little bit of the coke to see if it's good? Do you think they came in with one of the little red 2x4 pieces or something? They just grab one off the ground and they're like, it's cut with Mega Bloks. We're shutting this shit down. This is 100% true. So we've established that there's Star Winners, right? They also had a frozen brand, Lepin, as well. Do you know what it was called? Ice Queers 2. That is funnier than anything I'll ever write. They called it Ice Queers 2. Maybe they meant Ice Queens? Are there two Frozens? Maybe they were like, well, no, it's queer coded, and they were trying to say that because of the blogs. And I'm like, you didn't read the blogs, Lepin. No, you didn't. Ice Queers 2. That's what I'm gonna call my album. Just kidding, label people. We'll call it something that'll make you money. Don't worry. Hell yeah. I grew up Catholic, so I grew up really sad. That's something about me. Catholic Mass has to be the most depressing way you could ever spend an hour of your life. It's just some dude up there with a monotone voice just droning on and on and on. It's a lot like my stand-up, honestly, but that's how I was raised. But part of me kind of thinks church should be a shameful experience. I've always kind of thought that. Like growing up in the South, I've always felt that unless you're black, you should not be having fun at church. That just seems fair to me. They can do whatever they want to do with their Sunday. Sing songs, dance, do whatever the fuck. The rest of us got to go to that stained glass building while some pedophile yawns prayers at us. It just feels like a fair trade to me. Growing up in Cherokee County, all my friends went to these like non-denominational churches where people are like smiling and singing Weezer covers and shit. I'm like, I think God would be less upset if we were sacrificing a goat with like a rusty knife than this dude with white people dreads singing My Name is Jonah on a nylon string guitar. He's like, I changed it from Jonas to Jonah, so we're good with the guy upstairs. I'm Irish Catholic. Odds are if you grew up Catholic, you're probably either Irish, Hispanic, or Italian. And I feel like Irish Catholic is definitely the worst of the three. Because it's just like bad skin and judgmental aunts, and then you die when you're like 54. That's what our culture is. Then like Hispanic Catholics, I'm jealous. They seem like they're having a great time. It's all just like skeletons and candles. It looks like Here. It's all just like that fucking Pixar movie. I'm very jealous of the good time they're having. But then I feel like we can all agree Italian Catholics have it the easiest. Because they can like murder people, but it's fine because they love their grandma. I never understood that. You can like shoot somebody, and as long as you're just like, she was a good lady, you're fine, I guess. At least according to the HBO that I watch. I don't know if they got the communion, you know, the body and blood of Christ, the wine and the shit they make the kids ice cream cones out of, you know. The communion wine is especially stressful because whenever you come up, the priest has it in a chalice there, and you walk up and you drink out of it with your dirty, filthy mouth. Then the priest takes it and rotates it like a centimeter and just kind of wipes it off with his sleeve, and the next person drinks out of it. And I'm just sitting there like, there is like 150 people in this parish, and 1 in 4 people have herpes. There should just be 2 lines. I mean, look, I don't believe in any of that shit. All I'm saying is, if you go up to drink the blood of our Lord and Savior, you shouldn't have to be like, can I waterfall that, please? Like it's your friend's Powerade after a baseball practice. That feels very disrespectful. All Catholics are alcoholics. That is a true stereotype. And I think I know why. I think I know what incubates it. It has to be confession. That has to be where it starts. Because like other kinds of Christians, when it comes to saying sorry to God, you have a pretty open door policy. You can just be like, I'm sorry, and he's like, it's okay, I love you, or whatever he tells you. We can't just go right up to corporate like that. We gotta go through HR and file a claim in some creepy box with some dude who they tell you does not have a great reputation with kids. I remember when I started going to confession, my parents were like, when you get in there, you tell them everything, God damn it. And I'm like, all right. So now I'm just in there like, well, I lie to my parents sometimes, and like I've masturbated before, and they're on the other side like, yeah, everybody lies. What was that other thing that you said? No, I talked to God. He said it's fine. Just, what was that other thing though? Take as long as you want. Of course we're all gonna become alcoholics after that. I went back to confession as an adult just to see if it was as fucked up as I remember. I just went to this random Catholic church nearby where I live, and I went up to the front desk and I like ordered a confession. I don't know what you call it. I'm like, 1 confession, hold to me getting molested. All right, cool. And when they brought the priest out, like, I hope this makes sense. Every Catholic priest looks like one of the white people from Whose Line Is It Anyway? It's either like a fat Drew Carey one or like a rosy-cheeked bald one. Every now and then you get like a snarky one with glasses or something. This guy didn't look like any of those people. He kind of looked like Benicio del Toro, and his collar was askew, and he smelled like Newport cigarettes. Which I feel like should have made me not trust him, but it made me trust him so much more. I was like, I think Cigarette Priest is gonna understand my problems. So we go to do the confession, and we didn't do it in the booth that had the partition up and all that. We just did this in this guy's office. Did you know priests had those? It was like a modern office. It felt like I was at a job interview for hell. They're like, you meet all of our qualifications. I'm like, yeah, I know. It was awful. I'm just in there confessing all my sins. I'm like, dude, can you at least like duck behind your laptop or something so we can have like an air of privacy here? It's just me confessing all my sins to him, and he's just playing Spider Solitaire like, damn, dude, that's crazy. I don't know. Do you know how to illegally download movies? Shut up. You're supposed to be helping me. It did not feel like a religious experience at all. His desk had like a Rubik's Cube and pictures of him skydiving on it. I'm like, what are you, a priest on the side? What is this? Skydiving is expensive, and you have a vow of poverty. None of this makes any sense. When I'm done confessing, is he gonna be like, all right, that'll be 10 rosaries, or I'll knock it down to 5 if you buy these all-natural energy drinks. I'm like, God told you to do that? He's like, no, I owe money to the Italians. They'll kill me, and it's okay because they love their grandma. I'm like, that is true. I went to Catholic school, too. You can just tell that's going to be a miserable experience just from the names alone. The Catholic schools sound like something your mom would yell if she stubbed her toe. They're like, where did you go to school? You're like, oh, me? I went to For the Love of All Things Sacred. Oh, really? I went to Mary, Mother of God. Really good basketball program there. I come from this big-ass Catholic family, and we get together a lot, and the elders have implemented this weird system where they put the older cousins in charge of watching the younger cousins so that they can all get blackout drunk with each other. Terrible system. I remember one time when I was in high school, I was watching my little cousins, and I was playing music for them, and the song Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe came on. You guys know that song? Great song. That girl is poison. I thought it was fine to play for kids. You hear it in Target and shit like that. But what I forgot is at the end of the second verse, there's a part where Ronnie DeVoe says, "Me and the crew used to do her." And they heard that, and their eyes just lit up. They were like, "Will, what does that mean?" So I just told them. I was drunk too. Have you ever had a moment like that where you're like, I wonder what'll happen if I just do this? Let's just see what happens. I was like, well, that means Ronnie, Ricky, and Mike all ran a train on this girl, and that's why she's poisoned now. All right, run along. They were so excited about it. Their dad was not hyped about it at all. Their dad came up to me, and he did my favorite thing, where somebody's mad, but they're like smiling, though. He just comes up and he's like, "Hey man, got a question for you." That's the craziest thing. Do you mind telling me why the fuck my kids are asking me what a gangbang is? That's so weird. And I'm like, that is weird, because we just covered that. I can't do all the parenting for you. I have a dent in the middle of my chest. I'm one of those people. Everybody knew a dent guy growing up. I was the dent guy. The medical term for that is pectus excavatum, which roughly translates to years and years of insecurity about being shirtless in public. Yeah, feel bad during that part. I used to be like really embarrassed about it, but now I'm kind of proud of it. Like whenever I'm at the grocery stores, I always buy the dented soup cans. That's my way of taking the power back. Even if it's a soup I don't like, I'll walk up and I'll be like, "Fuck yeah, you're coming with me." And I bring it to the front and they're like, "Oh, this will be half off actually." I'm like, "I'll pay full price, thank you." I'll be paying full price. I do the smiling thing. "I'll pay full price, thank you very much." Because these are worth just as much as the other kids. Cans, I didn't say kids. I did not just say kids. I gained some confidence in it when I was in high school thanks to body shots. Yeah, I was like, well, I'm pretty much built for this. Let's run it. I was so excited. You know how it is when people drink out of you, right? I love how I'm saying this like it's relatable. You know how when people drink out of the weird indent in your body? I was excited. I was like, this might be like a cool way to meet girls. It might be awesome. But you kind of, in reality, you just become furniture for the rest of the party. I'm just laying on a coffee table with my shirt off, looking at the radio, being like, "What's up, dude?" Girls would like walk up and drink out of me. It sounds so weird to say, but they would. They'd just be like, "Thanks." I'm like, "Yeah, you're pretty cute. You want to maybe hang out after this?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh, you just like me as a friend?" And they're like, "No, we like you more as a cup." And then they would rotate me a centimeter and wipe me off with their sleeve. And the next was Catholic school. That's how it works. So I got to travel a lot to get ready for this, and I had the pleasure of being in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Have any of you ever been there before? Yeah. Perfect. I cannot wait to shit on Philadelphia in front of you guys. No, I love it. It's my favorite place to do stand-up, but besides here, by far. Because the whole city of Philadelphia, it's just a bunch of Italians that talk like Bam Margera, beating the shit out of each other all day, every day. It's hilarious. I have a friend who lives up there and sells solar panels, so whenever I go visit him, we just hang out with him and his Guido buddies, and they're just the most insane people that I've ever met in my life. First dude I meet, we go up to his house, and he has a Blue Lives Matter sticker on the back of his Tesla, and I don't fucking like that shit. And my friend's like, "Dude, just don't say anything about it," but I couldn't help it. I tried to give him an out, too. I was like, "What, was your dad a cop or something?" And then he just goes, "Oh, dude, that ain't nothing political. I just got that to impress this lady cop I was banging." And I was like, "I think I like you now." That's kind of badass, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe a magnet. Also, on the Tesla, that's like having a coexist sticker on the back of your Hummer. You're like, why do you think that? Sometimes when you do stand-up, people will come up and be like, "You should do this in your stand-up," and it always sucks, but one of the Guidos had something that was too good, so I gotta tell you about it. He just comes up. He was one of those guys, I don't know if you've met people like this, where they talk so much they start inhaling air back in while they're still talking to dip into the reserves. I'll try to do it while I'm telling the story, but he just comes up to me and he's like, yo, bro, I got something for your fucking comedy shit, dude. I was at a fucking party one time, bro. And there was this fucking guy, and he had a fucking pentagram on his forehead, dude. And I was like, okay, then what? He's like, I beat the fuck out of him, dude. And I was like, oh my God, why? And then he pulls out a rosary and he goes, because he's the opposite of me, dude. And I'm like, it was that dumb in your brain? You just saw star, cross, opposite, destroy, like he's the Terminator or something? Then his eyes just lit up. He was like, oh yeah, bro, 3 years later, I'm at Lollapalooza. I see this motherfucker again, dude. And I'm just like, uh-huh, and then what? He's like, I beat the fuck out of him there too, dude. And again, it should make me hate this person, but it doesn't. Because in this guy's Philadelphia brain, he thinks he's protecting the world from evil. That's what he thinks he's doing. He thinks that he's standing up for God, when really he's just beating up some nerd who plays Dungeons and Dragons. But then I'm just like, dude, who do you think God is? Like, do you think you're gonna get to heaven and it's just gonna be some bro in an Eagles jersey? He's just up there like, yo, dude, I appreciate you beating that guy's ass for talking shit about me, bro. When I put him at Lollapalooza, I was fucking testing you. Oh yeah, dude, he was all down there being like, look at me, dude, I'm the fucking opposite of God. And you punched him right in his shit. Get in, dude, Gritty's up here. Good night, everybody.